It's Tuesday, August 20th, and today I sit down with Tommy Ryan to talk about maintaining continuity in Office 365 tenant consolidations. It's a quick one, but a good one to listen to. I hope you enjoy. Hi, and welcome to the Work Together Better podcast. This is your host, Danny Ryan. This is ThreeWill's official podcast about enterprise collaboration, how people, process, and technology combine to help organizations, departments, and teams work together better. Hello, this is Danny Ryan. I am here with Tommy Ryan. How are you doing, Tommy?
I'm doing well.
Excellent.
Doing very well.
Excellent. So what's the latest crop?
Latest crop this morning, we picked some shishito peppers. They're very nice if you char them on a pan and put a little lemon juice and salt.
Very
it's
nice.
Divine.
It's divine. Sounds like you've already done this, huh?
Yeah.
Excellent.
Had them last night, brought some in to work, and also we've got a place, House of Hope, that gives out canned goods, and I've expanded their selection with some fresh vegetables.
Awesome.
So we brought those over this morning too.
Awesome. Today I wanted to talk with you a quick subject today, or maybe it might, just a short one if that's okay. We're following up on our Office 365 tenant consolidation series that we're doing, and today we wanted to talk with you about maintaining continuity when you're doing an Office 365 tenant consolidation. Give me a little background for the subject and sort of like why is this? Why do people care about this? What's important about this?
Well, in tenant consolidations or migrations, people are not looking to have their work interrupted.
Yeah.
A migration, in most cases in tenant consolidations, is you're getting the same features, just locating that information in a different location. Mm-hmm. But practically, it's the same capabilities, same services, just coming from a different location. So for an end user, there's no value in things changing. They just want to continue to operate as they are today. And a lot of what you're looking at from a process standpoint and a planning standpoint and communication standpoint is what can we do to make it where the user doesn't even know they've been migrated. That's your ultimate goal.
Yeah.
But there's things that get in the way of that goal that you have to make decisions on. Okay, how do we handle that, and what's the right path to take to minimize that interruption?
Gotcha. And it sounds like you're from the prep for this. It would sound like you were talking. There's some decisions that are made sometimes for technical reasons, sometimes for like organizational and branding, and sort of like how does the organization, how's it, what do they identify? Like when you've got these companies merging together, are you maintaining a brand, but there's some decisions that need to be made as part of this process as well.
Yeah, and that is a very key decision to make. Is if you're coming from, you've got multiple companies coming together, and there's very distinct brands associated with those companies. Maybe they have an overall purpose in industry that they're trying to excel in, but they're still keeping to the public, this is the brand. And there's decisions that are made that we're going to keep that brand, even though we want to, as separate organizations, come together as one company, that we can achieve more because we're collaborating together in the same environment. There's still that preservation of brand has value, and that brand and your email domain has that value. It's what you identify with and carries a certain amount of credibility in conversations. And so, we see in situations where that brand needs to be preserved, and really almost at all costs, that, that should not be interrupted. There shouldn't be another, say, temporary email domain with, ThreeWill, say, for example, ThreeWill, you could have an email address that's on Microsoft.com as a temporary address as you're working with the identity that's associated with that, or really the domain that's associated with it. In Office 365, the email domain can only be tied to one tenant. So depending on where this user is, are they in the new tenant or the existing tenant? And the other users might be on that tenant or in the new tenant. You can only have that email domain in one place. So you really have to have, if you want to preserve that brand identity, you have to do a full cutover, and you have to find strategies to make that feasible with kind of the pipeline of data that has to be moved, and just the coordination involved of how you move over that identity and also move over the email domain.
Now, I'm sure for smaller companies doing something like this on a weekend is okay, but we don't do anything small around here. We usually deal with tens of thousands of end users and larger types of tenants. And so is this I guess part of this is, ideally it's all happening at once, but is this sort of like other migrations where you'd phase it out, where some people move at this time and then people phase?
Your biggest challenge is this email domain can only be tied to one tenant. So if you are doing it in batches, then you've got this situation of, if you're over here, well, you don't have your email domain over here. So there's ways of doing things like email forwarding. There's ways of doing like delta migrations, so you can bring over the bulk of the information and bring the rest. There's techniques that bring you to kind of double hops, where you go to a hybrid environment and attach that email domain to the on-prem environment, so you can reattach it quickly to the new tenant and have that email domain in place. So there's some techniques there, but you have to decide what's important. Am I keeping this email domain? And if so, how do I decide what's feasible to make that migration work without interrupting their day-to-day work? Because email is so critical to people. You can't just say, all right, if you don't mind, for about 2 weeks here, could you not go in the email?
Right.
And that will, begin revolts within your organization. So, that's something that we really thoughtfully go through and make sure we're making the right decision. And there are organizations that this tenant consolidation is part an overall. We are one company, and we are one company, and we're going to be identified by one company, where you see, large companies coming together, and they come up with, many times a brand new name. And now, let's say these two companies come into this new company, and they've got a new domain. So you've got some ability to cut people over in batches, because when you cut them over, you have that new email domain sitting in the destination, and then the source, you have that old email domain. So you do have the ability to batch these people over and coordinate it that way. So there's some more flexibility when you make that decision that we're going to go over into a new domain. But that comes with, a new brand awareness, that comes with a coordination of, okay, now that people are trying to reach me, they need to reach me at this new email. And there's things like, email forwarding, again, to kind of bridge some of the gaps to allow people to make that transition.
Awesome. So this is a really important subject, obviously, because people, just the keeping these systems in place while you're moving over.
It's a simple requirement,
but
it takes a lot of discussion to come up with the right architecture to make it happen.
Yep. So if you're looking to do something similar to this and want to continue on with this conversation, we'd love to hear from you. Come to the3will.com, go through the Contact Us page, and love to find out more about your specific Office 365 tenant consolidation. Appreciate you continuing to do these as this series with me, Tommy. It's
Sure thing.
I think it's as we mentioned before. I think it's the evolution of things that we've been doing for customers with platform migrations. I think this consolidation. There's so many things that we've picked up process-wise and technology-wise that it's exciting to see us focus in on this and helping customers, specifically customers, who are trying to merge together or, do these types of one-time consolidations where we are able to help them out with that. So great to see. Thank you for doing this, Tom.
You're welcome.
Awesome. Thank you, everybody, for listening, and have a wonderful day. Thank you for listening to the Work Together Better podcast. We're available on SoundCloud, iTunes, Stitcher, and TuneIn. If you're looking for a partner to help you craft a modern digital workplace on the Microsoft Cloud, please come by and see us at 3will.com. That's the number 3 spelled out, WILL.com. Thank you and have a great day.